Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We're doing an adventure called The Up and Up here on Mercury. This is Destiny 2, The Curse of
Welcome,
Osiris.
Guardian. Ghost. I've obtained the coordinates to a Vex combat test within the forest, designed to study the fighting capabilities of the Fallen. They must be preparing an invasion.
We've got this. The Vex can't study the Fallen if we delete them.
So, what I'm planning to do is we're going to talk about, is this DLC worth it? Christmas is coming up and you got some money to spend. Do you want to drop the $20 on this or put it towards something else? Like I did with my last one, I think I'm going to do my first impression of the game and then
These
get
readings are
into.
correct. The destination gateway is heavily protected. This simulation must be valuable.
There's nothing the Vex value more than unique data.
get into the how I feel about it after putting in quite a few hours now. I've completed the story missions, I've completed the adventures, and a few other things that come along with it, but we'll get into that here in a second. To start off, my initial impression of this was it's a beautiful, beautiful DLC. The graphics on it, the gameplay is fun. You can see here I fall off. It's pretty awesome. I really enjoyed it. I was impressed. So for my initially spending $20, I was thinking, you know what, this is pretty good. I think it'll work out. I don't. There was just something about playing on Mercury, and I'm a big fan of Destiny. I've been a fan since Destiny One. I've played most of the DLCs, not all of them, but most of them. I've also learned a few things from being, I guess, a veteran, you would say, of Destiny 1. And that biggest thing is the DLCs usually come up a little shy in content, and this is no exception. Um, Now, for my honest review of the game, this is not worth $20. I mean, I guess you got to consider what you would expect from a $20 video game. And for me, paying $60 plus on a whole game, getting less than an eighth of content, I would think of consider like comparing it to the game itself. I would say you get about an eighth worth of content, and that's I would think a third for $20 would be more. You would get more content. That's just what I was expecting. The game itself is beautiful. The graphics are great. The gameplay is the same. It's a lot of fun. The missions themselves, and spoiler alert, I'm going to talk about the actual missions, will have you going back to the same areas that you've already played, and it's basically just going back and playing half of the game that you've already bought, that you've already paid for. Half of the missions are back on Nessus, and there's one on IO, and there's one on Earth. I mean, you're going back into the same areas that you've already played for 3-4 months now already, and half of it is here in the forest. So you're basically going through the same area over and over again. The maps this is PS4, so we got uh, the whatever they call the special one that the Xbox doesn't get, the pre-release or whatever. I don't know what it's called. But anyway, you get 3 maps for PvP, and the maps are cool. They're fun, but they're places that you've already been to. There's nothing new. The strikes, they're fun, but it's basically doing the story mission in a strike form. So there's nothing new there. The weapons and the armor, they are unique, but they're still nothing compared to what you would have found in Destiny 1. And I think that's what made the legendary so great, or the exotic so great. It was the uniqueness of each piece. You don't get that here. As far as what I would give it, as far as 1 out of 5 or 5 out of 5, I would say this thing's probably a 0.5 or 3. Not anything spectacular. The best part about this whole DLC is the fact that you get heroic strikes, and you'll get a few heroic missions. It makes the game a little bit more fun for me, in my opinion, because it adds a little bit more difficulty, and they still have the stupid timers, which I'm not a fan of. That doesn't add difficulty. That just adds a rush. It puts you into a rush. There's no time to really put up a strategy or plan. But maybe that's what they're going for. I don't know. This is just my honest opinion. I'll still play the game. I still like the game. It's just not worth $20. Is what I'm saying. Now, coming from Destiny 1, I also know that towards the end of the first year, you'll end up getting a sale. And that's where you want to pick it up at. When they start selling, if you haven't bought the game yet, you'll get the game and both DLCs for the price of what you would have paid for the game in the beginning. That's when you want to pick it up. That's when you'll get your deal. That's when the content will be worth the money you paid. As far as how you decide whether, I don't know, whether you got your money's worth or not, it's all relative. It's all speculative. If you feel, say, going out to a dinner for two at a nice restaurant is only going to maybe be an hour's worth of good, a good quality time, and you're willing to spend $20 on it, well then maybe this is actually worth a deal to you. I have no problem, say, spending $20 for a dinner for two for an hour, but I get nourishment out of this. This is for entertainment. That's for nourishment and I don't know, bodily needs. This is just for fun. Now you could say you can go to the movies and you'll get an hour and a half for $20 for two people. Yeah, you're right. That's true. And you get this content which you can play over and over again. But the problem is half of this content I've already played, and the other half really isn't. There's no replay to it. You go right back to the grind. Most of this content, after you get through these story missions, is basically just the grind again. You're grinding public events, or you're grinding strikes, or it's just stuff that you've already done, and you'll have to continue to do until the next DLC, because there is really nothing spectacularly new added to this. So my suggestion would be, if you can wait till they put it on sale in a year, because right now it's just not, in my opinion, worth the $20 for the content that you got. You could sit down and beat all the story missions and all the adventures in one night. Everybody I know, maybe you're different, but everybody I know can put in a 4-hour game sesh. It's no big deal. I mean, it could happen on a weekend or something, People sit down and play a game, and that's how long it takes to beat this. About 3-4 hours, even less if you rush through it, because you don't have to kill everybody. See, I'm killing everybody right now because it'll make the game last longer. But you could actually run by the majority of this stuff, and you can get done faster. So, I mean, your time for money spent, I guess, is all, like I said, speculative, and it all depends on how you feel. If you've made your money worth. But for me, it's not. It's just not. I don't know. I guess I expect more, and this just didn't give it to me. Not what I was expecting. I still haven't got like all of the exotics or the weapons or armor, so I'm not entirely sure how a lot of those are going to go, and if they're actually going to be better than the previous ones. But I don't have my hopes up for it. And I think there's still something coming out for like the raid layer, which hasn't been released yet, but it's basically doing the raid that you've already done over again, just in a different way. So it's not new content, it's just maybe a different way of doing it. And everybody can have their own ways of doing things. Like I can throw on all blue gear and still run through something just to see if I can do it. That doesn't mean that it's, more content added. It's just a different way of doing things. So, that being said, I did have fun with the DLC. I am still playing the DLC. It's not all about the DLC, but it is about just playing because I had fun playing the game. If you have fun playing the game, maybe it's worth it to you. I do have fun playing the game. I still don't think it's worth it, but I'm gonna play it anyway. I'm still gonna pay it because I'm a sucker like that. And I figured I would make a video like this, so maybe you were on the fence about it. Maybe it could help you make a decision. If not, I mean, it's ultimately your decision anyway. There's really nothing I can
Near
say
the
that can
target.
change your mind. I'm
Do
just
what you
giving my
must to
opinion
stop
here.
the fallen.
We know how to do
I hope
that.
it has helped some people one way or the other. Whether you guys had decided to do it anyway, I mean, it's your decision. It's your money. You got to do what you want to do with it. Um, if you want, or if you have any other comments or whatever, if you have any other opinion, I would love to hear about it in the comments. If you guys want to do that, I'd love to hear what you guys have to think on this DLC. So I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna finish up this adventure from the Curse of Osiris DLC. Hope you guys have enjoyed the content that I'm putting out, and I appreciate everybody that's watching it and supporting the channel with the thumbs up or even just leaving a comment and talking to me. I always try to answer everybody back. So if I missed your comment at some point, I'm sorry. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe. If you like what you see, make sure you get that thumbs up. I love y'all, peeps. Have a good one. Later.
Excellent. Another reality path closed to the Vex.
Told you they were good.